If you're someone who prefers a traditional bank account, but you also see a lot of value in the new modern wave of online banking sweeping the nation, then you may feel a little conflicted about which bank to choose. Let's take a look at one of the only banks that's managed to be considered an online bank while also having a lot of aspects of a traditional bank. That bank is Capital One, and in this video, we'll dive into the details to see if it's worth a look in 2024. So let's get right into it. While Capital One is considered an online bank by many people, they actually have physical locations in many states. So they function as both an online bank and a more traditional bank, having some components of each within their DNA. So depending on where you live, if you want a hybrid of an online bank with the features and the interest rates that you would get from that, combined with the ability to go into a branch and speak with a person, this could be the perfect option for you. In the past few years, they've also introduced Capital One cafes, which combine their banking experience with a coffee shop experience. Capital One's checking account is called 360 Checking. One of the things that typically differentiates an online bank from a more traditional bank is their fee structure. In this regard, Capital One, although being a more traditional bank and having physical branches, offers an account with no monthly fees, no minimum balance requirements, and no overdraft fees. Now, they have different options for overdraft fees, and we'll get into those in a little bit, but it is rare for a more traditional national bank to not have any fees associated with their accounts. They also have a network of 70,000 plus fee-free ATMs for their customers to use. This is actually quite a bit more ATMs than traditional banks offer, and even their online competitors. This is because they're combining not only their external networks of ATMs, but also including their own personal branches as well. Obviously, you'll get a debit card with this account. If you need to deposit cash into the account, it's easy if you have a branch nearby. But if you don't, they offer the ability to deposit cash at CVS and Walgreens locations. In order to accomplish this, you would go into, say, your local Walgreens, and through just a few steps of interacting with your mobile app and the cashier, deposit cash into your account. Once this transaction is complete, you'll get a confirmation in your app letting you know that the money has been deposited. Capital One offers Get Paid Early, which allows you to receive your direct deposits 2 days earlier than the traditional banks. Similar to their online banking competitors, Capital One allows you to transfer money in and out of the account with ease. If you needed to send money with this account, then there's a very user-friendly interface to allow you to transfer money between accounts. Also, you can pay bills from this account as well. And they've partnered with Zelle in order to transfer money from person to person. You can also mobile deposit checks from the app as well. Now, I mentioned earlier that there were some options when it comes to overdraft fees. Capital One offers 3 different ways to handle potential overdrafts. The first is that they can just auto-decline the transaction. That means when you use your debit card and attempt to withdraw more than what's in the account, they would just decline that payment. Another option is if you have a Capital One savings account or money market account, then you can have the funds automatically transfer out of that account into your checking account to cover the balance. The third option you can select is no fee overdraft. This basically means that Capital One would just cover the bill for you until you can repay the balance. However, if you take too long to repay the balance, they do reserve the right to close the account. So hopefully you're not overdrafting in the first place, but if you do, it's always a good practice to pay that back as quickly as possible. This account offers a 0.10% APY. While this isn't that impressive of an interest rate, most banks don't offer any interest for their checking accounts. Moving on to Capital One's Performance Savings Account, we'll find the other component that makes this more like an online bank than a traditional bank. Of course, again here, they don't have any fees or balance requirements on this account, but more importantly, they offer a 4.25% APY. This is just something you won't see at a more traditional bank, so the combination of this interest rate on your savings account with the more traditional components of actually having a branch that you can go to is really a rare thing to find. It's becoming increasingly popular for online banks to offer avenues for you to save towards specific goals. Some will call them vaults, some will call them buckets. Capital One's version of this is they encourage you to open up separate savings accounts for each of your goals. Another feature on their savings account is their automatic saving plan, which is their version of recurring deposits. You can set up recurring deposits to go into this account on a weekly or monthly basis, depending on what your preference is. Both their savings and checking accounts are FDIC insured for $250,000. Also, I can share as a Capital One customer that their app is very user-friendly and easy to use. They do have a couple of other services along the lines of their checking accounts. One is certificates of deposits or CDs. Another is a checking account and savings account for kids and teens. We won't go over the kids' accounts in this video, but if you want more information on that, click this video here. If you want more information on the big kids' accounts, that's you, click this video here. I hope this video was helpful for you. If it was, please subscribe to the channel. Again, thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.